Let's go.
No, we're back, Joe.
Costa, what's up, man?
Nothing. Joe, where were you this weekend?
I don't know. Can you tell?
You got any shirts commemorating of where you were?
Bang.
Glory 41 Holland.
It was sick. I just came back yesterday. Now I'm here with you.
Yeah, I heard there's cafes there.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm back to
Yeah, where'd you go?
Florida. We discussed this. Tan.
Trying to pretend like I didn't know.
Yeah, train a few of the guys, baseball guys. Check out the Jays facility, the Phillies facility down there, and got a tan. Hit the beach. What, man? Why you?
Trying to fix the sound. You're 10.
I just said that.
No, I'm laughing because Costa and I went for a workout. What was it, last week?
No, it was like Monday, a couple days ago.
Exactly.
Oh no, it was last week. Yeah, all right, yeah.
I swear to you, Costa was walking, and we just almost walked right past each other. He went through a whole color transformation.
Because I go from Canada to Toronto, no sun, to Florida to sun for a week. I tan. I got Mediterranean blood. It's nice.
Was it part of the base tan?
Well, you got to get a base tan. Well, you got to get a base tan before you go on a trip. If you're going to a hot place with sun, high UV rating, especially if you're coming from a place like Canada, it's been cloudy, it's been rainy, it's been cold. I don't want to go there and burn the first day. Especially I'm going to be outside all day.
But you paying to go get a tan, and then you went and you're already black
I'm
before
not
you
paying.
went.
I was going for business. And so I had to get a tan so I don't go and get sunstroke the first day.
Fair.
You always got to find something.
It was good, though? Good relaxation?
Yeah, it was fine. That was Glory 41 Holland.
Why are you trying to change the subject? We're talking about you.
Because we're here to. I wanted to trip your T-shirt a little bit. It's a nice T-shirt, though. I like the design.
It's probably the best one we've had so far.
Yeah, well, I saw you with your boy Nicky.
Yeah, we did. Nikki and I got to go on broadcast asking him questions again. Last time we went on didn't go too well.
No.
This time was a little better. We're friendly.
Well,
we squashed the beef, though.
Squashed the beef. That's a big squash. If you guys want to see what kickboxing is all about, 2 fights you need to see. Number 1, Bazooka Joe Valtellini versus Nikki Holskin from Japan, Glory 13. The finals of the tournament. They say it's the greatest fight of all time in kickboxing history, Glory history. Number 2, Joseph Valtellini versus Mark DeBonte, where he won the title. Also because I'm jumping up and down the corner because that's sick. And he won the title.
Raymond Daniels fight was pretty sick too.
Yeah, that was the first one in Glory 13 where you beat Raymond Daniels, but you smoked him there. It's not like wasn't competitive.
True, still a good fight.
Yeah, it's good. I want to talk a little bit about nutrition today.
Hence the kitchen.
We're in Casa de Valtellini in the kitchen. Let's talk about nutrition. See, it's awesome. But before we kind of get into that, we get there's been a lot of the comments and stuff have been awesome. We haven't done a video in a couple of weeks, but I've still been going back and forth on the YouTube comments with the guys and the ladies and everybody helping them out. Been really good interaction, good information. One of the things just me and Joe noticed was that a lot of the people were like, okay, give us I've been following the workouts you've been saying. I've been sitting there with pen and paper doing this. What should I do in this? And we've always said this is just first to amuse ourselves. Yeah. Second is just a basic outline. Go get some coaching, some online coaching or some personal training because there's no way we know your body just through a one-way interaction here or in 20 minutes of us talking about a million different topics. I don't know what you can lift, what your background is, what your nutrition needs are. But we're okay, we want to help. I work with a lot of the high-level athletes. My rates aren't exactly something that person off the street can kind of do if it's not their job, which is cool. So what me and Joe kind of decided is coming soon is a little competition with a little bit of training, a little bit of nutrition. Yeah. It's called the Bazooka Transformation Challenge.
Finally to get people on track, following our system, our routine.
So what the idea is we have online, we'll take we'll have a low monthly rate, but what we'll have is everybody sign up, receive a program every week from tailored by me and Joe. We'll help you with your nutrition, training, supplementation, and then you'll have a kind of an online community where you can ask us questions on a board. We'll do videos exclusively for the online community. You guys can talk to each other. You have your own logs to track your progress. And then every 3 months in the Transformation Challenge, we'll pick a winner who made the best progress, who has the most kind of inspirational story.
us coming from sports backgrounds, even though I was in the ring by myself, my best training days are when I had my guys beside me, pushing me, motivating me. So it's building that team online in order to push and motivate each other. You know, I want to be here, Costa's here, to motivate you and see what we can do.
And you guys are going to motivate each other. And we want to create a real community with that. Have some fun doing it, work hard, and just kind of be your best self ever. We're going to get it up and running in the next couple of weeks. For more information, if you want to kind of get online, because there's only going to be a certain amount that we can do, because we want to, again, tailor this to everyone. So get in early if you want a spot on the list. You just email me. Can you put your email address on there? My email address on here?
Yeah.
All right, it'll appear there. Costa at tempusperformance.com. And we'll get you guys on the list, and we'll have more information as it comes out. It's gonna be good.
All right, let's talk about nutrition for sport then while we're here.
Yeah, all right.
What percentage would you say training is nutrition to?
80%.
To training, you know, like I'm trying to think of the word.
Yeah,
because genetics. I know we
nutrition?
always talk about genetics in there, so that's why, as I was saying, I had to kind of change my percentages.
Yeah.
But
so to put it this way, if someone comes and asks me, I have 3 weeks to go on vacation, look good, or I have 3 weeks to to just get to a certain weight for a fight or
that's usually
a show.
The biggest.
Yeah, but vacation's a big one. Everybody wants to look good on vacation. So what can you do in 3 weeks? What's the number one change that you can make in your life to look the best in 3 weeks? And 100% is nutrition. I mean, if you train your ass off for 3 weeks, you're not going to get nearly the transformation that you get with just nutrition. Over the long term, the longer you go, training catches up a little bit, but nutrition's always the most important thing. The number one thing we always say to people I train is you can't out-train a bad diet. You can be the hardest trainer, you can be strong, but there's a reason powerlifters are the strongest guys in the world, but they're fat. No offense to powerlifters, you're awesome, you're strong.
But I mean, you kind of have to decide what you're going for at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's dependent on your goals. If you want to transform your body, you just want to lose a few pounds. You want to lose fat mass because you don't want to just losing weight. You just doesn't make sense.
Let's talk about it as a combat sports.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about you have to make weight at a certain date.
Right.
What would you kind of say is the formula / template you would use? Say the average. What would you say the average combat athlete has to lose for a fight?
Number one
20
mistake.
pounds?
Number one
But this is
mistake.
what we're going to do. Hold on. About 20 pounds
You're not letting me
per
rant.
fight. No, because I know what you're going to say. I just
You
want
know
to
where
ask
I'm
you
going with this, right?
I understand. But even before, I know what you're going to say anyways, but this is the podcast.
Well, it depends.
This is
If he's 6 feet tall, 20 pounds is different than if he's like 5'5".
I get it, but we're going to say the average combat athlete, whether they're welterweights, whether they're middleweights.
All right, so let's say a guy's fighting. Let's say guys.
How long before? Wait, let me speak for 5 seconds.
Oh my
How
God.
long before would you want that person? What's a good rate to lose that weight? Because we know the ideal thing is to peak on fight day,
Right.
And everyone does like the crash weight at the end, and we want to avoid that.
You want to avoid the crash. You got.
What's your progression? What would you say?
So let's say you're at 175, your walk around off season to start with should be about.
So let's use me as an example.
Yeah,
I fought 170.
You fought 170, but we had you walking around 195, and then when
195,
you hit 200, we'd be like easy on the cannolis.
Yeah. Which we have after this.
I know we're gonna have some cannolis. It's gonna be nice.
So
shout out to Dave for bringing the cannolis.
Yeah. 195.
Yeah.
So I used to have to lose 25 pounds before.
But you had abs showing. You had abs. You had abs outlined.
But
you didn't get sloppy.
But
That's
regardless,
the
I had to lose it. So how long did we start the weight cut?
We start right away.
What's right away?
So 16 weeks out. Yeah. We start when you know when you're.
Well, I know a lot of people don't have that luxury.
No, yeah, okay, but as soon as you know, okay, I got a fight coming up, you got to start cutting. These people who cut the last second and try and use diuretics to lose their weight, who just go into the sauna for hours on end and zap their energy, they're gonna lose the fight. Look in the UFC. Who's had problems with weight cutting, Joe? Thiago
Alves, I was going to say.
Yeah, and then when they move weight classes, they're better.
Well, Johnson was...
Yeah.
Rumble Johnson was one of the worst. He had to go from welterweight to like light heavyweight within a year.
Yeah, because the old school way is be as much as you can, then try and lose as much weight, and then try and bring your body back up to it within 20 hours. And the havoc that wreaks on your system is crazy.
It's nuts.
Think about it. Think about what your system has to go through. And we did make a mistake one time with you got a fight at the last minute. This was your first pro fight at Friday Night Fights.
Was it?
Yeah, Maximilian.
Oh, they put me at like
159.
Yeah.
So I called Joe and I'm like, okay, we got you a pro fight. This is years ago. And he's like, oh, sick. I'm like, but it's at 159. Hung up on me. So it took a little bit of convincing. And what were you?
It's terrible.
Yeah. So we had to get him down. And I mean, the last.
I didn't even have a sauna to cut the weight.
No, there was not even. So we had skipping in a suit, and he was like, you were like on the bench like this.
You guys
see by weight. You're like, I'm not doing this anymore. Lucky you beat the guy in like a couple minutes. Or if it was going longer, it would be a disaster.
You know what the best thing is? How you answered that initial question I asked. I don't know how we talked about Max Chen, first pro fight.
That was sick. At the Lexington Armory? That was awesome.
Okay, so let's talk about back to the first question. You said about 16 weeks out. But the main diet started about what, 8 weeks?
Yeah, and here's one thing that we really changed.
So we're not going to that question again?
No, man, but this is important.
Okay, I'm
because
trying to
it's not how much you
thing.
lose, it's how you lose it.
Okay.
So originally we're like, okay, this is, again, years ago, I learned from everything. So this was about 10 years ago or so, we started, and we're like, okay, we're going to go low carb, you know. The bodybuilders are doing it. Biggest mistake we ever made. You lost weight, looked good, looked like granite, but the performance was awful because
we went more of like a physique style diet, right?
You could have entered a bodybuilding show or a physique show. Yeah.
I wish.
But what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
I think everyone listening is lost where you at.
Bazooka Transformation Challenge. Just don't worry, it's going to be more organized. So anyways, we started with low carb. You look great, but your performance was terrible. You were getting tired. So
we kept my protein high at that point.
Yeah, because so we found out your body needs carbs. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had to add in carbs, lower the protein a little bit, and just find out your caloric maintenance and just lose that by about 200 to 250 calories under your maintenance a week.
Which ended up being what, about 2 pounds a week?
Not even. I mean, that's even less.
So, I mean, I was in school and I learned the formula of 3,500 calories is a pound.
Right.
I read somewhere last week that's baloney.
Yeah, it's a guideline. Everything's a guideline. It's just the scale will tell you what.
Because there's so many other factors.
You don't know how much you're eating,
or how much salt you had in your diet that day. It's huge because the water plays with your mind a lot. So those I know who making weight, one day you'll step on the scale and the next day you're like 4 pounds heavier and you freak out.
But everybody uses these apps now with the calorie counters and whatnot. It's not exact. It's just like that's why you have to just keep monitoring yourself. Take your weight the same time every day.
Do you recommend every day?
Yeah, you're not going to lose it every day. It's going to fluctuate. So some days
can play with you really.
Yeah, depending on how much you hold water or whatnot. Just do it right in your log, but then start graphing after a few weeks. So it should be just like this. The other way. It's down. We're going down. So up a day, but all overall down.
What did we replace? You said that because I still I'm working with athletes every day competing, and they don't have this knowledge. So literally, I see them eating no carbs at all.
Yeah,
the first thing I do is we replaced it with more like sweet potatoes.
Yeah, sweet potatoes are good. Complex carbs are great. Outside of training, complex carbs. Now this is very important. While you're training, you need quick carbs. So intra-workout, post-workout, you need quick carbs to replace your glycogen stores in your muscle to give you your peak performance while you're training. Because if you're not performing at your peak while you're training, then you're not learning, you're not performing up to your potential. So intra-workout, you need those simple sugars. Whether it's from a Gatorade, whether it's from a dextrose mixed in with your supplements, you need
some electrolyte usually.
Yeah, electrolytes absolutely. But just in terms of carbs, is you need that simple carb during your training and after training to replace those glycogen stores. Outside of the training, get your carbs from complex sources. Protein should be high. Get your fats in. People who go low fats, it's the worst idea. Your body needs good fats.
And good fats are?
You got avocado, you got olive oils,
Fish oils,
nuts.
I guess.
Fish oils are amazing, omega-3s.
But are people now overdosing on them, thinking now, hey, these are such good fats, and they'll eat a whole bag of walnuts? Or
I mean, yes, if they're in your calorie count. Again, count your macros. So when you're designing, when you or your nutritionist are designing your plan, as part of your overall calorie count, you split that into how many calories and fats I should be having. How many calories? Again,
but the problem is no one really knows these things.
no, but it's a guideline. The only thing is true. So let's say you have your.
So what would be a general guideline?
Well, but let's say you have. I can't tell you. Everybody's different. Depends on your body type. For example, you need carbs. Me, I did. For example, I went on the anabolic diet, high fat. Low protein, low carb, or sorry, not low protein, medium protein, low carb, and then you carb up on the weekends, and my energy went through the roof. Like, it was unbelievable. I lost fat, I looked awesome, but a lot of people, if I put you on that, you'd be flat. So again, it's go get your body type checked, do a food history. So the first thing I do when someone comes in and asks for a nutrition program, I'm like, okay, go away. Not go away, but go away. Write out give me a food log. Write out what you eat for the next 2 weeks. Just don't change it. Write out what you eat next 2 weeks with your weights, and then you bring that back in. And I can see, okay, the weights fluctuate. This is how their diet is, and then we'll say, okay, so the way it looks like, I can give you a bit more carbs, right? Yeah. Or I can you would work good. Your body type will work good on a high protein, low carb diet. So it's individualized. I have to see how you're doing, and your nutritionist has to see how you're doing. That's why it's like, if you pick up a diet, what's popular these days with the kids? I don't know.
With the diets?
Yeah. What kind of nonsense are they trying to bring into?
Well,
the
one
vegan.
Days? Everyone's doing the vegan.
That's not a diet. It's a lifestyle. It's fine. Why you hate every day? You hate on the vegan.
That was you last episode.
I never once hated on the vegan.
What was the one?
They're fine. They
the
just
CrossFit diet.
CrossFit has a diet now?
No, they all follow
paleo
diet.
I mean, yeah. So you have all these diets. Paleo, you have zone diet, you have these things all work to lose weight, but do they work for performance?
But again, it's
based
individual
on your body type.
as well.
Yeah.
Back to everything.
So they'll see myself, they're like, yeah, I did the paleo, I look awesome. I'm like, yeah, because they all work to lose weight. But how are you doing your performance? Are you maximizing for your body type?
But I still think, and we had this.
I know I've given you no information here.
No. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I think what we did better than everyone else. Yeah. It's either people think they know everything, or there's people who know nothing. But the people who think they know everything, I can't even have a conversation with them. Oh, they're too much. They talk about their macros, their micros way too much. It's way too calculated, and some people are just I don't know. They don't
you have to adjust.
But I think what we did right was we made a simple style diet. We didn't overcomplicate things.
All right, you want a simple diet for
we
people?
We didn't overcomplicate.
Here's the fist-sized diet, Joel.
No, I know, but I'm saying we made it simple. We didn't overcalculate things where we're sitting there calculating every single macro and micro.
Simple diet. Here you go. Palm of your hand. All right, take the palm of your hand. That should be your size of your protein. One of those complex carbs. One of those vegetables. Do that. I don't know, 4 times a day. You'll look awesome. If you haven't dieted and you'll just do that, get your vegetables. Vegetables are good for you.
And there's this new fads on fasting, intermittent fasting.
Oh, I suck on that. I know some people who have some really good results with that. Again, body type. Me, honestly, my blood sugar just goes through the damn roof.
So or do you believe in multiple meals, like having 5 small meals a day?
I work well on 5 small meals a day. You work amazing on that. Pack your foods. I find I tried the intermittent fasting. I get shaky, and even after a couple of days, so people say, okay, wait, adjust a bit. I get shaky even after a couple of days, but I find that it's so hard for that first meal not to just go and say, yeah, screw it, I'm just going to eat a large pizza. I'm done with this. Like you turn into, that Snickers commercial where you turn into cranky or hangry. You're trying to bring me somewhere.
I'm trying to bring you somewhere. I was like, it's not going there. So
no, I'm just, in the end, get a I gave you the simple diet if you guys want to follow that.
The big thing, let's talk about water intake.
Oh,
I think that is huge, especially during camp time. I think even more important than calculating your micros and your macros is counting how much water you have in your diet. Yeah. I would literally try to force myself. It's so easy to go through a day. I know some people can go through a day without drinking. Some people are just good and naturally drinking water. But, I mean, for training, the amount of water you sweat out, how good and positive it is for your health.
Yeah.
Your brain and health, and if you're dehydrated and you're sparring on a regular basis, it's not good for your
Nothing's
brain.
protecting your head.
You need that water fluid in there, so make sure you guys get your water.
Carry
I
a
would recommend
jug.
at least 3 liters a day.
I say carry one of those jugs. You know those big milk jugs. If you're watching from the States, you guys have big
On
milk
average,
jugs.
what would you say? 3 liters?
3 liters, good. Carry a milk jug in the morning. Take that with you. If you don't like the taste of plain water, throw in like a Crystal Light or whatever in there. It's fine.
Yeah, but they can. You know what? Just drink water.
Drink water.
Stop getting into these
Yeah, okay. Don't take it.
stevias and not stevias.
Yeah,
are good.
Crystal Lights. I don't know. This is old school bodybuilder trick. They have Crystal Lights. Yeah, man. It's like we're 22 minutes in. We really haven't said much.
You discussed that.
You want to go into water manipulation for weight cutting? No, that takes a long time.
No, that's I think another episode we should do. Just weight cutting.
No, weight cutting's crazy, man. That's like a whole book. You know, kind of that's the like most complicated
we just gave
thing.
everyone a 4-year course in 20 minutes on nutrition.
I don't know. I don't think I even said anything. I just said go find a nutritionist. Everybody's different. Have some food that's the size of the palm of your hand.
Good. And what you did to look good for your trip.
I know. I think base tans.
Back to food likes. You know what I love though? The question I always get. People would come up to me like, "Hey, can you give me a diet?" And then you're like, well, what are you eating? What are you not eating? They think that I'm the magic answer that's going to give the diet. Yeah. And then you ask them, the Costa trick is ask them to do a log, they disappear.
Yeah, they
disappear. They want you to sit there and spend all the time writing it out and structuring what and how
you gave out the hidden reason for the food log. It's not only to figure out your body type and how you eat, but also to see if you have the dedication over 2 weeks to write down what you do. If you can't write down what you did for 2 weeks, how the hell are you going to follow what I'm telling you to eat for 16 weeks? Are you crazy? And I'm going to waste my time? I don't care about money. Well, I do. Money's sick. But I don't want to, but it's my reputation on the line. If I give someone a diet and they give me money, that's the last money I'm going to get if they don't follow it, because they're not going to get the results and they're going to say, oh, this doesn't work. But you didn't put in the work. So, I mean, like, put in the damn work. I'm not going to give up my reputation because don't have the dedication to follow what I told you. It's my rant. I get upset, Joe. It's like the people who go to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to work out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to come work out with you. And then they don't show up to the gym the next day and they make up an excuse. I had a little cold. I wasn't feeling it. Like, hey, come on.
I have a cold now. I can't travel without getting sick anymore. I don't know what's going on.
You're around like 30,000 people there. Somebody's got some kind of cold in Holland.
Every freaking time I'm there, I'm getting sick. And every time I do this freaking strength series, I'm sick too.
Sick. All right, well, I think that's it for today.
That's it? I got some of these Dutch... Are you going to have a Dutch waffle that I have there?
No, man, I don't want this. Stroop?
Stroop waffles.
No, like, what else?
I didn't bring anything good back. That's it.
Never bring me presents.
You want a Glorious shirt?
Commemorating the event? No, it's large. I don't wear large. It's too big for me.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
No, I don't think we really said anything. But anyways, if you're still watching, hi. We'll see you next week. Bye. Clap again.